Some commercial drivers in the capital are accusing government of unfair treatment following secret increases in fuel prices. The worried drivers say fuel prices have been increased 3 times, at least in the last 1 month. Most of these drivers who fall under the Ghana Private Road Transport Union say they are unable to increase the transport fares to correspond with the increasing fuel prices because government has not yet directed them to do so.
These drivers are unhappy because most of these prices are not communicated to them, and they always find themselves in a very uncomfortable situation because they are unable to increase fares to correspond with the increasing fuel prices. Here at the ministry's Circle Taxi rank to engage some drivers to find out, to get more about this development, which is of concern to many drivers in the country.
Actually, it always take us by surprise by the time we realize fuel have been increased. Yes, whereas we can also increase our fares. And whenever you say something, the government will say, oh, we should hold on, we should hold on, we should hold on. And this has been affecting the operation because not fuel alone have been increased. When you go to Abosokan, for instance, to buy spare, the spares have also been increased. When you say why has the spare been increased, they'll say they've increased the taxes at the port. So there are a whole lot of things that is going on which is affecting the driver. So
you can't talk about it.
No, we can't say here because as we are working under a big umbrella, which is a GPRTU. So we can't do things on our own unless the GPRTU with the tripartite committee, they come together before they can the fare.
Hold on, let me come to Yao Asamoah. He's also a taxi driver here and he has similar concerns.
We
are running at a loss due to the increase in fuel prices and a directive not to increase the fare. I used to buy petrol for my car. Within this short period, fuel prices have been increased at least 4 times.
4 times.
Now 200 Ghana na it me run throughout the whole day.
I used to buy 60 cedis worth of petrol. Lately I buy 100 cedis, and that is even not enough. This is really troubling, and we the drivers don't make profit at all.
Okay, but how would you want this situation to be addressed? Because here, where the situation lies now, it is not within your power to make the changes to correspond with the increase you are seeing. What would you advise that is done to the situation?
Yeah, we only appeal to the authorities, those who have been setting up the fuel prices, yes, to sit down and look into things, how best they can reduce the prices. We know there's a formula that determines the fuel prices. So if they can go back and reverse some of the formulas there, I think it will bring some of the prices down, and it will cushion the operation of the drivers a bit.
Yeah, we would want to change the fare, but this time it's like when the instruction does not come from the authorities, you cannot change it. I have experienced once there was an increase and the station here couldn't increase the fare. The second one came, instead of going a certain percentage, they rather decided that if we go high, if we go at the percentage that even the authorities want, people may not come for the car. So they just put something small on it. But it's really affecting what we are doing.
But you are feeling it. You have to pay for the increase. Why are you not allowed to do your own increase?
No, I think there's an organization, there's authority now who, either GPRTU, who will say that increase well by this percentage. And if that is not done, you can't increase it on your own. Yes.
How bad is all this affecting you?
It's very, very, very bad. You get to know this at the end of the day when you realize that you've toiled the whole day and maybe your profit margin is about 20 cedis. What will 20 cedis do? The car has spoiled. You have to go and buy, you have to go to Abosokan and buy spare parts. You have to pay the filter. So virtually, we are just training ourselves. Yes. We are not blaming anybody, but I think we should play a fair game. If you increase fuel 2, 3, 4 times, and you tell drivers not to increase any fare, it's not nice. And you have nothing to say.
For us, the pricing should be stable, because if it changes, it affects our work. Right now, if they increase the petrol and we also increase our fares, it takes time before the work picks again, because we realize that the fare will go up, and our customers, they find it difficult to board the cars. So it will be very good for the government at least to plan, so that the price of the fares remains at least for some time before the increment comes.
Those are some drivers there. On the telephone line with me now is Kwame Kuma. He's the national chairman of the GPRTU. Sir, thank you very much for your time here on the polls. But it's quite curious. The GPRTU has always been very quick to make additions anytime there's a price change in fuel. What has changed this time around?
You know, you can't come out to the price without contact the institution. You know, we have a center minister. If there is a increment, you're supposed to sit down with the center minister and everything, and then we are consultant. They are consultant. DITCC also have their consultant, and every one of them is working now. And after finishing this thing, before we go and meet the institution and sit down and discuss it. So we are on top of it. So this is a patient. It is will come out with everything.
But what are some of your members telling you? What are the sentiments of your members? We've spoken to a few of them who are not very happy. They're complaining about the pressure it's putting on their profit margins, for example.
I know that there's a pressure, but you know that you can't come out without passing the structures. We have the structures, and now we are giving the consultant to go through all the after the consultant first his work, all the stakeholders will meet the ministry, so we can sit down and check it and come out. And so far as the consultant haven't finished their work, he can't come out and give any discount.
Well, you said that you're on top of it, to borrow your own words. Where exactly are you with the negotiations?
I'm saying that, you know, we have given the work to the consultant. Okay. Both the DITCC, GPRTU. You know, before the price will come, it's not only GPRTU, all the stakeholders. You get me? So all of the consultants will do their work, and they will come after finishing doing the consultant work. All of us will go and meet the ministry, transport ministry. So we will sit down and discuss it with the minister before.
How much are your people expecting to add to the existing bus prices?
Oh, please, I beg you. Unless they finish the work before we can make the I can't come out and tell you that this percentage or this percentage. The work they are doing, they haven't finished the work. I can't come out and tell you that as well. So I beg you. So it's a patient for them to finish. If they finish, we can sit down with them and know what to do.
Very well. So how soon?
How
soon is it?
You know, we are not talking about that. If you are talking about tax, I can tell you tomorrow. You know, your education people, if your check says there was somebody to sign, that's fine. It can take 1 week or 2 weeks. And this, we are talking that the consultant, they are working, and not one consultant.
Okay.
Every consultant is working, and at the same time, the ITCC and the ministry, unless they finish. If they don't have to finish, I can't tell you today or tomorrow. So let us pay that day if they finish. So
okay.
Before we can say that so.
But how long ago did they start this conversation?
Oh, we have started the conversation about 3 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks ago. Usually, how long will it take? Like a month?
Oh, I'm telling you that let the consultants...
Yes, I understand. I'm just asking for what has happened in the past. For example, this is not the first time you're having to increase or talk about...
It's not the first time.
Yes.
The same structures we are putting in place. It's not today we are doing...
Yes, so previously, how long did it take you? Did it take you like a month? Did it take you 2 months, a year?
Sometimes it takes 2 months. Sometimes it can take 1 month and some distance. So let the consultants finish as well so we can know what to do.
Okay, Mr. Kwame Kuma, thank you very much. Kwame Kuma is the national chairman of the GPRTU. He tells us that negotiations are ongoing. They have a consultant that's speaking for them as GPRTU, and those consultants are liaising with government as well to consider some increases in fuel prices. Well, in transport fares, we'll see how that goes. It's always a very unpleasant situation for passengers. Meanwhile, the Africa Center for Energy Policy has been criticizing the application of the stabilization levy. They're arguing that its sustainability to cushion they're arguing out its sustainability to cushion the prices. Executive Director of ACEP, Ben Boache, says stabilization levy can be useful during periods when conditions causing the negative reactions to pricing are well explained. He was reacting to threats by oil marketing companies to adjust prices upward despite government caution for them to hold on.
It's not a sustainable arrangement because if you use a stabilization fund and you exhaust it, what happens beyond that? It means that you have to hit us with the right price. Other than that, government will have to subsidize. And that's why consistently we have said that that stabilization levy ought to move away from the product. We have to take it down so that we can work with the market and let the public know that those levies don't exist. And therefore, when prices go up on the international market, we have to pay for that price. Because now you are stabilizing up to February, and then you hit us with the right price, and that could be hurting, for industry, for business. Because Ghana, everybody depend on petroleum products. We need petroleum products to move around because our transport system is shambolic, it's not efficient, and you can't rely on it to even attend to office work. And therefore, the only way people are able to move around is when they have petrol in their cars, to go to work and also to produce. So we need to make sure that the prices can be stable, and a way to do that is to limit how much taxes we are piling on, including the levy. That has been our position, that you cannot accumulate enough money to stabilize products over a long haul. It cannot be done. And like we are saying, when February comes and the money is out, or they've run out of the money, they'll have to pass on the cost, or further, get money from government to stabilize the price, which I don't see coming. So you are telling people to prepare, for a major jump in petroleum products when the stabilization fund has run out. So those funds could be useful when you have a situation that can be explained why there is a shortage on the market and why that shortage is activating some reaction on the market, a rise in price on the market or something. But for a normal price movement like we are seeing, you cannot have enough money to stabilize the product over a long period.